Okay. All right, everyone, welcome to Kail Shira. It's a Shabbos, Baruch Hashem, and it's a very special Shabbos. This Shabbos is Shabbos, it's Rosh Chodesh, and we also we're going to read Parshas HaChodesh, right? So it's a Shabbos Mishulish. It's a Shabbos Mishulish. It's beautiful, Baruch Hashem. All right, so what? Three kugels, yes, and it's a tremendous schooler to have in mind. The Sfarim bring that when they take out by the Psichas Ha'aron, Shabbos morning, when you're saying Bris Shemay and you're saying the tefillas, to have in mind any Yeshuas that your person needs, and the Sfarim say it's Badak Menusa, that it's tried and tested, that the tefillas then can be makabel more so than any other time. So let's take advantage. Okay, let's learn. Good morning. Yeah. Okay, so we're starting off here. We're in Lekutei Halachas, Hilchas Birchas Hashachar, Halacha Hey, and we're up to letter Nun Tes. So we were learning a lot about the Kriya Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, and that's 25 letters. And then we were learning the significance of the Baruch Shem Kavod Malchusei Li'olam Va'ed, which is 24 letters, and the 24 letters is connected to the 24 lower courthouses in Shemayim. And then we have the Hamtaka, right? We have the Hamtakas of the Metzach Harotzan via the Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, the 25, which transcends the 24. And now Rav Nosson is going to bring us many different cases of 24, showing us many different ideas in Torah of 24. So let's take it away. Here we go. Esrim va'arba minei pedyainais lahamtik esrim va'arba batei din. So there are 24. There are 20. No. Nun Tes. There are 24. There are 24 pidyonos. There are 24 redemptions in correspondence to the 24 different courthouses. Matnes kahuna, and the different matanis that we gave that the kahanim would do. The matnas kahuna were 24. Mikol davar ala pidyon v'heim esem rab. We learned a lot about pidyon. Right, we go to the tzaddik and we give the pidyon because the tzaddik uses the money for the right thing and he understands what he's doing and so on. That brings us kapara, right? Zeh bechinas esem v'arba svarim d'araisa. How you like that? There are 24 books in Tanakh. Torah, Nevi'im, Miksuvim. There are 24 books. Yeah. So it's not just an odd number. This 24, right? We're showing all the significance of 24 that correspond to those 24 Arba Vesem Batei Din and Shemai. Okay, okay. Here we go. Now, Bechinas Esem Arba Kishutei Kala. There are 24 adornments of the Kala. The Gemara speaks about that. Okay, Bechinas V'chad Al Shikma Nema V'Zayir HaKadosh V'Zeh Bechinas Esem Arba Prakim Shal Masechta Shabbos. How do you like that? In Masechta Shabbos, there are 24 Prakim. In Masechta Shabbos. And again, every time we know that Shabbos is we're learning the significance of Shabbos and where Shabbos is the significance of the Rava, which is the highest time of Shabbos, which is that time of Shalosh Shudas, which again is that time to tap in to the Meitzach HaRatzon, which transcends again the 24 courthouses. There are 24 different birds that the Torah says don't be involved with. 24 different birds. How do you like that? 24 different non-kosher birds. Groups of 20, in the group of 24 birds. Okay, your Parsha Zois Oiskim B'Pesach Kiozhu Haseda Shmini. Shu B'chines V'Samta Kad Koid Shim Shayach. Hamur B'Zayah Kodesh L'Inyan B'chines Esem V'Arba. Okay, all these things about 24. B'Zeh B'chines Esem V'Arba Mashmoris Kahuna L'Leviyah. So we know that the Gemara tells us Yuma, right? There were 24 different groups of Kahanim, and they would do the lottery. They would do a Gairul, who was going to take over, right? There were 24.
Right.
There weren't 25, not 23, 24.
Yeah.
24
groups of Kahanim. There were 24 like families of Kahanim, and then they would have a Gairul. They would make a lottery, and then they would choose which family it was. But the significance here is the 24. That is again 24, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. You never even.
Yeah, you're right. So that's what Nuts is showing us all the 24s and how these 24s are okay now. Oh, and there were also 24 hours in a day.
Oh,
yeah. You know, I'm surprised that you didn't think of that, right? You could take the Shem Adnos, and you can, because it's 5 letters, you can come up with 24 different conjugations of the Shem.
Oh, wow.
Right? We learned there's a Shem Avaya. Right? We studied this before. We'll just review it real quick. We said there's the Shem Avaya, which is the Yud K Vav K.
Right.
And then we said there's the Shem Adnos, right?
Yeah.
So but we don't pronounce the Yud K Vav K. No. We pronounce the Adnos in lieu of the Yud K Vav K. Right. We never say the Yud K Vav K.
No.
Right. So the okay. Shenim talking ayedei shnei masa tzirufei havaya. That is mamtik, is sweetened through the 24 different.
That's how you get permutations.
Exactly.
3 times 2.
So,
That's 24.
Perfect. 4 times 3 times exactly. Shel Yom v'Shel Laila, and that's the 12 hours a day of morning. It's divided by 12 and 12. Okay, and that's why on Sefera we had 49. We have 49 days of the Sefera. Okay, fine. Now let's go to Samach. Okay, so that was a nice thing. So we see a nice thing that how the 24 is not just a random number. We have many different proofs of where the 24 is very, very important. Right? We talked about the different the number one, the days of the week, the hours of the day. Okay, and we spoke about the different 24 mishmois of the Kaihanim and the Leviim, and we spoke about the different 24 different books of Tanakh.
Wasn't there 24,000?
24,000 students. Yeah, that's connected to.
No.
Yeah, we that was last week's lesson.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you. Remember? Okay, good. Now, Samach, Dikar Sefera, and the main point is Sefera. So again, how lucky are we? We're doing in Yana D'Yayma.
Right.
We're getting ready for Yom Tiv. It's and now we're learning a little bit about Sefera. Let's learn a little about Sefera. Baruch Hashem, what a beautiful bracha. Lahaskil ha'yedei hanofas ha'omer. Right, so we know that the kohen on the first on Pesach he would bring the omer to Nufa. He would bring the omer, the carbon omer, which he would take the barley, the Michael behema, and he would wave it. Right, that was what he had to do. Right, that was part of the avodah. Let's feel hamchach kisei midar. Now here, omer Nufa was Sefera. Right, lahamshich hamaychin kisei to draw our mind. Kiseder, in order, in an order, in a sure way. We build 1, 2, 3, 4. We go in order. Midarga ladarga, from one level to the next, very steadily and carefully. Where we climb that ladder, right? When we climb a ladder, right, we don't want to climb 2 rungs at a time. We do 1 at a time. We climb 1 rung at a time, and we do it steady but surely, right? Right? So again, Shavuos we said is the time. Every Shabbos we have that Rav the Ravin. Every Shabbos we can connect to the Rav the Ravin. That time of the Metzach HaRatzon. But Shavuos, the whole Yom Tov itself, is a time of Rav the Ravin. The whole Yom Tov of Shavuos is that a special time of endearment between Klal Yisrael and Kadosh Baruch Hu, because we work so hard. We work so hard during the Yemei Sefera to get to this point, the Kabbalah Satayra. All right, now. V'chol yom v'yom mamshichen eiz ha'ora b'amtaka misham. And each and every day, it's connected another midah, right? Right, so we know that we have the Zion Mid, the 7 Midos, right? We have Chesed, Gevurah, Tferes, Netzach, Chayd, Yisod, and Malchus. Right, those are the 7. And if you look in your Siddur, it'll tell you the first day is Chesed Shebechesed. And the second day is Gevurah Shebechesed. And the third day is Tferes Shebechesed. And so on. And the next week will be Chesed Shebegvura, Gevurah Shebegvura. And then it goes and it moves on like that, and that's how you get your 49. Right, so each day, b'chol yom v'yom Mashiach and Eza Arav Hamtaka Misham. So you get whatever Hamtaka there is from that day. You could work on that and build on it from that day when you understand what's going on during that day.
Oh yeah.
There's a beautiful sefer that was written by Rav Daniel Frischel of Shalom Zeichet Tzaddik L'Vracha. He wrote a beautiful sefer, Usfartem Lachem. Usfartem Lachem. It's a beautiful book. And he explains each day of Sefera. He gives you the idea of the day, the theme of the day. And there are 48 different ways to be kind of Torah. Niknas Torah, in Pirkei Avos, the Mishnah tells us there are 48 different kinyanim. It tells you each day, which kinyan is pertaining to that day, and so on. You have Kichein, Haderech, Shalakol, Darga, Shemechinin, Atzmam, La'alis L'sham. But the main point is at each level that we prepare ourselves. When we prepare ourselves, Lisham, Nimshach Tekef Ha'ora Mitachlis HaMadrega Yoina Hahi. This is a fascinating concept. In other words, when you enter into Chesed, the first day, Chesed Sheba Chesed. So when you're entering into that Chesed Sheba Chesed, you're tapping into the greatest place of Chesed Sheba Chesed. Even though you're not ready yet, but as soon as you want to, you're making yourself. You're making the person prepares himself. Right. I want to connect to it so he can tap into it. Yeah. Just by wanting to. Yeah. Look at it one more time. Listen, take it right away, instantly. Ha'ora mitachlis hamadrega, from the tachlis of that madrega. When a person prepares himself. Wow, it's amazing. Shezeh bechinas magin nereishis achris. That's what it says in Yeshaya. You tell over Meirashis the Achris. From the beginning, you understand the Achris. From the beginning, you can understand the end. Oh, amazing. Okay, let's turn the page. Okay, the Alkein Haim Sheva Shabbosais. And therefore, we have 7 weeks, 7 Shabbosim. Seven Shabbosim. Sheva Podim Sheva, 7 times 7. It's an amazing thing we're learning with Parshas Tazri also, right? And we know that they have to bring the nega to the kayin, and they have to pass always a Shabbos. Always had to pass a Shabbos. So the beautiful thing is that why is a Shabbos? Because the person had nega. Right. He had a nega tzaras, nega. Right? So by taking by going through the Shabbos, and being misaneg on the Shabbos, Einig Shabbos. Einig is the flip letters. You flip the letters of nega is Einig. So you have to go through a Shabbos in order to have a refuah for the nega. It's amazing ideas. Okay. Anyway, so Valkein Haim Sheva Shabbos Sheva Pamim Sheva 7 times 7. We know, of course, it's 49. Lahalis Kol HaNaiflim, to elevate all of those that fell down, all of them, us that fell on different things we may have stumbled on. But we could lift ourselves up, right? We could lift ourselves up. When it comes to the day of Chesed, if I wasn't acting enough in a proper way, in the way of Chesed, so I have to, I make a din, I check, and I say I have to improve my Chesed. I have to do that. Right. And if I needed to work on the day of Gevura, right, I needed a little more strength to put into something, or whatever it is, I had to hold back on something, so I have to work on that, right? Mm-hmm. And the day of Tferes is the balance between Chesed and Gevura. Right, and so on and so forth. Right, Mishmad L'Rotzen, which is an idea like we learned with Moshe Rabbeinu, takes us Mishmad L'Rotzen. Right, Moshe Rabbeinu was buried Mul Baal Par. Right, Guy Mul Baal Par, in that place of Guy Mul Baal Par, which is taking us from the Shmad to the Rotzen. Shezeh tzrichin mageirim v'arachaykim yohed. So this, the geirim and the rachaykim, those that are far, have to work on this a lot. Because the geirim are working on switching everything over, and all their ideas that they had in their mind, they have to be mamtik all of those things. Yeah. And the rechaikim, those that strayed away from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, have the best time. This is the best time for them, most auspicious time for them, to think of each day and how they can make repairs. Yeah. Right? V'chein kol echad lefi madregos, each and every one of us, according to our level. V'aliloisav, v'iridoisav, when mistakes that we made in our stumbling, that we stumbled, whatever the case may be. Tzarech zois b'chol pam, we have to constantly work on it. B'chol, l'kemosh shemuv al apasik v'sartem v'avadetem. So what does v'sartem mean? We have to stop, right? You have to stay away from. V'sartem v'avadetem. Stay away, right? And do. Stop doing and do. Stop doing and start doing. V'sartem, stop doing those things. V'avadetem, and serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu. B'shem HaBaal Shem Tov Zatzal, Al Kein Tzrichim La'asik Lahalis Mevechina Sheva Yipol Tzadik V'kam. Oh, very famous words in Mishlei. Very famous words. Sheva Yipol Tzadik V'kam. The Tzadik can fall down 7 times. Sheva Yipol Tzadik V'kam. But what? But he always gets up. V'kam, but he gets up. And to realize that and that's what a tzaddik is. A tzaddik is someone that falls down and doesn't say, "Oh, yeah, what did I do? This." No, but he gets up, and that's what it says. Sheva yipol tzaddik v'kam, because he understands that he has to get back up, and he understands his chiddush olam. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is mechadesh b'tuvay v'chol yom. It's always new. Okay, so I fell down a minute ago. Fine, now I'm going to get back up, and I'll deal with that. Okay, I'm not saying I don't have to deal with it. But now I have to get up, and we'll make a din v'cheshbon. We'll fix it up. Sheim kluyim kol hanefilos va'yiridei shel kol echad, and that's really every person has yiridas and aliyahs, and that's the whole point that we learned so much about that. That the whole point of every yerida is only l'tzayrich the aliyah. Chazal teach us every yerida is only l'tzayrich the aliyah. It's not that we fell down. No, don't focus on that. I have to get back up. Yeah. And the same way we learned that if a person wants to jump up, right? If you want to jump, so what do? You go down, you crouch down a little bit, and you can spring back up higher. Yeah. Right, the same way it is in Ruchnis is the way it is in Gashmis. A person has to go down a little bit to make sure. Hashem says, "Are you ready to go to the next level?" So Hashem tests us. He pushes us down. He puts us down to see if we're ready to go to the next level. Mm-hmm. And if we pass it, so then He brings us up to the next level. Mm-hmm. You don't want to just come to the next level if you're not ready for it. Mm-hmm. But to realize, so then to realize every time we have a yerida, not to say, "Oh, what did I do?" No, Adarabba. Oh, this is here l'tzarech and aliyah. Sheva yipol tzadik v'kam. I had a yerida, but this yerida is only because there's going to be an aliyah coming. So thank the Rabbi Islam even for the yerida. Not to say, "Oh, yeah, I'm terrible. This is terrible. I did this," and we know because we know the terrible thing. Aveira gaireris aveira. Right? Mm-hmm. So if a person realizes he did something wrong,
he's afraid.
So then he may do another. So what do? Get up and do a mitzvah. Now go do something, a mitzvah, positive mitzvah. By doing the positive mitzvah, the person it protects himself from chas v'shalom going for of aveira gaireris aveira. He breaks it and he goes to mitzvah gaireris mitzvah. Okay, v'shetrichim lachzikam. Aidei sheva mishivei tam lekasham ala Torah v'chinas chatzva amudea sheva. They carved out 7 pillars. Shekola mikol sheva midas, which come out, which those are the 7 midas. Chesed gvur tzves netzach yisod the malchus. Sheim b'chinas sheva yemei habinyan, connected to the 7 days of the week. Shivas yemei breishis, right? 7 days of creation, right? Which are the 7 shepherds, which connect to the 7 days, like we have on Sukkot the Shmizim, right? The first day is Avram, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Moshe, Aaron, Yosef, and David, right? So those are the 7 midas, and the 7 tzaddikim that connected that personified, so to say, personified those midas, and therefore they were deemed those midas to their names. Okay? Ha'achroin shebahem David, and the last one is David HaMelech. And last one is David HaMelech, Shu Mashiach, Shiyukolu Mikula. So we said like this, we said that when you're beginning, when you tap into something, right? When you start something, you have the way to tap into everything. So David HaMelech is the bottom, he's Malchus. But we know that Malchus includes everything around it.
Right, yeah.
So the midah of Chesed is Chesed, the midah of Gvur is Gvur. But Malchus encompasses everything. Malchus is all encompassing, encompasses all the other 6 midas, and itself, of course. But you have to
have the other 6 to get to David.
Of course, no,
so he was the culmination
Betach,
of all the people.
Sure. Shachar David Shu Mashiach Tiyu Kolam Mikulam V'al Yedei Ikar HaTikva V'al Yodai Ikar HaTikva, and through him is the main tikva, David Malka Mashiachai. We're waiting him, it's Hashem, it's the Zman of Gula, it's Rosh Chodesh Nisan, is the Zman of Gula, it's Hashem. So beautiful to read this now. Yedei Yodai HaTikva V'gam Kol His Chaslus Huata Misham, because in all his chaslus comes from that Kilulei Saros Chatzashua. Okay. Anyway, okay. David B'Gematria Arba Osa. David is 14.
Oh.
His gematria of his name is 14. Right? You have Dalet, and Dalet is 8, and the Vav is 6. So 6 and 8 is 14. Right? Shtei Pam Sheva, 2 times 7. Right? Bechinas Sheva Yipo Tzadik V'Kam, 7, and he'll get up 7 times. Sheva Yipol Tzadik V'Kam, he falls down 7, he'll get up 7. 7 in correspondence to the 7. Bechinas Sheva Tayevais Balibay, Sheva Midoirei Gehenim. Okay, all these nice things here. Bechinas Sheva Artzias, which Hashem should spare us from them. Sheva Artzias, the 7 different lands we say when we read when we say every morning. When we're talking about the seven lands that we took over. The last 3 we don't have. There are 10 lands altogether in Eretz Yisrael, but we already only conquered 7 of them. 3 of them, when Mashiach comes, we're going to conquer, and we'll get all the land back that they stole from us. Right, Jordan and Lebanon, all those other places. Lebanon, Har Lebanon. That's our land. That's our land. Right. Yeah, but they took it, but we'll get it back. Shekol Zeh, well, naturally. Shekol Zeh, Bechina Sheva, Shela Yerida. All of these are the different 7s of falling down. And we have to take up those Yeridas. We have to bring them up to Torah. Take the Yerida, where your person fell down, and lift it up and bring it to Torah. Bechinas Chatzva Amudei Sheva, Bechinas Sheva Bayoim Hilal Ticha, Shenemar Kol Brichas Kriya Shema. The main point here is, the main thing is to turn around the Yerida and make it into an Aliyah. Amir is Hashem, Amir is Taharais, Bezugish B'Sayim Alkein Amma David, Kepesha Beini, and that's why David is Alkein. Zebechina Shtei Pamim Esem V'Arba. Now then we have 2 times 24. Esem V'Arba. Bechinas Kad. Kad is 24 and 24. So we have the 24 courthouses and the 24 tikkunim. Everything is 24 in correspondence to the next 24. And it's Abba Shemaina Devarim Shebetayra Niknes Bahem. That we know that the Torah is Niknes. We spoke about that before. It says in Perkei Avos, Perik Vav, Mishnah Vav, that there's 40 different ways to be kind of Torah. 40 different midas to be kind of Torah. It's a Mishnah in Perkei Avos. She Machnian Bechinas Cham. Bechinas Mitzrayim, v'oz niknes ha-Torah sheklula b'arba'am b'teisha pamim. And then we can be kind of the Torah, the 49 days of the Sefera. We have the 48 different ways of kinyanim, but we do 49 days of the Sefera to get to Kabbalah Satayra. By days there, Zoichem b'yoyim ha-chamishim shekolu mikulam, and then on the 50th day, which is what?
Shavuos.
Shavuos, which is kolel all of them.
Oh, yeah.
The same way David HaMelech is kailul all of the midos, the Zayim midos.
Yeah.
So too is Shavuos is the final day. But that's culmination of all of Pesach, and the whole Sefera and everything else is included in the Yom Tov of Shavuos. Lalas the bechinas Rav, the Ravin to come up to the place of Rav, the Ravin to Lasa to Kune de Dikna, the 13 points of the bed. We learned about the Shaiskim Behem Beshuas, Beid the Rabba Shemisham Apidyan, Shemisham Shar Chamushim, and we know that the Shavuos is the 50th day. As a whole, it's the most important time. The Svarim say about mikveh. Rabbi Nachman speaks about that a lot. The mikveh of Shavuos is the highest one because it's the Shara Chamishim. Shu bechina Shavuos b'ata zoichen. Okay, v'ikar ha'gemar yia yedei Mashiach, and the main gemar. In other words, Moshe Rabbeinu started us off, but the main gemar will be via Mashiach. And David HaMelech will include all of the things, and that's why Mashiach will be able to answer us, will show us all of the things that happened. That was really good. All those things that we thought were terrible, he'll show us how each one was wonderful, each thing, because Mashiach is included of the whole Golus, everything. So he'll show us the whole situation. And that's what it was, the Erev Rav, those doodle heads, the Erev Rav, right? I don't know what else to say about them, right? That they were paying him in the Das Elyon. They tried. Well, the Erev Rav were those that Moshe Rabbeinu thought that he could take in, and he could make them. They could be successful. Yeah. But Bedalis Rabasi Yachad Kemu V'Lugudi Torah Kariza Pasha Chadash Shisa Chametz VePesach V'Bechinas Bekama Erev Rav. It's a Pesach. Okay, that's from the Arakim. Now, Oimer Loilamai Yoimer Litzarasei Nu Dai. Famous words. There's songs on this, right? Oimer Loilamai Dai. Who that said to the world, die? Hashem said when Hashem started the world, He set the world into creation. Yeah. And the world was just creating. It was creating because Hashem started it. So Hashem said, die. Stop. Yeah. Because otherwise it would just keep on going. But Hashem said die. So Hashem was the one that said die. Yoima l'tzareseinu die. So Hashem say to our tzares already die. Stop, Hashem. Okay, it's enough. It's right again. One more time. Yoima l'lamai die. Yoima l'tzareseinu die. The one that said to the world, it's expanded enough. It's large enough. Die. Stop. So Yoima l'tzareseinu die. Hashem will do that very soon for us. Bechinas Kate Sam lachoshech. He'll show us the end. Kates, some to place. Lachoshech, he'll place an end to our darkness, the darkness of this galus. Asher samti chol bigvul layam. Has a Kadosh Baruch Hu made the sand? Chol is the sand, right? Gvul hayam, right? In other words, you ever notice? You ever wonder why there's all that water out there? All that water is out there. Yeah. And what's stopping the water from coming up onto the thing and flooding the earth, flooding the land? Yeah. He made the chol hayam. He made the chol, the beach, the sand. So the sand absorbs that water, it comes into the water, it absorbs it, and then it goes back out. It sends it back out. Then it waves back in, it comes back out. Yeah. And that's the way Hashem made it, because there's always a boundary. Die. In other words, that's part of die. And when you stop the water right there.
When you go to the beach, you can see it exactly.
The water breaks right there. You see it. Yes.
You see it.
But that's the beautiful thing. Like Lamai die. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is constantly doing that. So say let's say no die, right? Shekol zeh Yedei bechinas David shegematria die. Through that David HaMelech, his gematria we said is 14, right?
Yeah.
What's the gematria die?
14.
14. 14. Lamai die, because David Mashiach is going to come and bring out, it'll be die l'tzareseinu. So that's why it's David HaMelech, his gematria is 14. Like the word same die, stop, right. Dayenu, same thing of Dayenu, yeah. Ki hu bechinas Mashiach, sheyoyim die l'tzareseinu v'galeinu. He'll say, stop the tzaras already. It'll bring us the final geula, which we're waiting for. Emetz Hashem, it'll be very, very soon. V'cheinu nami ata b'chol echad. Sheyeh gvul l'tzaris nafshay. Each one of us should have a gvul, a boundary to our tzaris that we have. That Hashem should tell us in the liftois u'legole b'koyach hapidyon, to be goyel us and to be paid us. And we're waiting for that pidyon. Kim Hashem achesed v'harbe yemoifedus. Like we say in Tehillim, right? Kim Hashem chesed, because from Hashem is the chesed. V'har be'yemoifedus, because Hashem has a lot of pidyonis. He's paid us. He has a lot for us. V'hu yifta, and Hashem will be paid us. V'hu yifta, Hashem will be paid. Paida matzil. Hashem is paida matzil. He saves us. Habaydeina miad melachim. He saved us from all of those kings that wanted to do. As we say this every day, Baruch Paidu Matzil. We say Baruch Paidu Matzil. Hashem is Paida. He redeems. Umatzil, and he saves. Baruch Shemai. Baruch is his name, right? His name is blessed. The gematria Rotzen, which is the gematria of Rotzen, right? So if you add this up, Baruch Paidu Matzil, Baruch Shemai. So this is gematria of Rotzen, right, which is what we're learning about Metzach HaRotzen, Ravid, the 40, the 50th gate, right, which transcends, it's 25 of Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, and the Baruch Shem Kavod Mechusei Le'Lavod is the 24, the 25 transcends the 24, and that's from the Metzach HaRotzen, and that's what we're waiting for. We'll do one more paragraph now. Now, here we go. Now, Samach Aleph, okay? Baklal, ki tzaddik bechinas Moshe shoysek lahalis mishmad l'rotzen. The tzaddik in each and every generation, the tzaddikim are working to take us from the shmad l'rotzen, and they're working to take us from the shmad l'rotzen. Shezeh tzarech gam kol echad lefi madregosei. And this is what each one of us needs according to our own level. We need to take us out from whatever level of shmad we're in. There's different levels, right? But whatever level is, we have to be able to get out of there, right? You got to get out of that. Ki afilu akisherim, kishesarim lefamim me'acharei Hashem yisbarach nechshav la'avodah zara. Because even the ksherim, even people that are righteous Jews, but we stumble, we fall away. We're learning about that, right? The Yerida, right? Nechshav l'avodah zara. That's compared to avodah zara. Why? Because we believe in Hashem. So why am I doing this?
Right.
Why am I doing that? Shmad v'chmon l'tzlan. That's an aspect of shmad. K'may shemuva b'shem abal shem tov zal ala pasuk v'satam v'atem elakim acherim. If we would go away from Hashem and we do Elikim Acherim, Chas v'shalom. We don't want to do that. We don't want to serve other gods, right? And if someone even fell away and he went to something that he shouldn't have done, but the tzaddik still can come and join that, find him in that place, and he could lift him up, to awaken him, and to elevate him, through the Koyach HaPidyon, and that's true, that, like we said, the Metzach HaRotzen, which transcends the 24 lower courthouses, and so on. So we're learning here the importance of the 25, the 24. We're learning the importance. We saw many different connections of why 24 is such an important number, right? And we saw many connections of why 7 times 7 is 49, 7 Shabbosim, right? Brings us to 49, 7 weeks is 49, right? And then the 50th day is Shavuos, which is the Metzach HaRotzen, which is a day of the time of Ravid the Ravin. And then we said that David HaMelech is koilel from all of the different spheres. He's included in all. He includes all of the spheres. And then we learned about how HaKadosh Baruch Hu said to the world, die. It's enough, so to die l'tzareseinu. And what was the importance of that David HaMelech, his name is 14. Yeah. The same gematria is die. So Metz Hashem, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will bring us the final geula that we're waiting for. And we'll see David HaMelech, David Malka Mashiach. And he'll say, Le'elamai die, and he'll say again to our Tzareseinu die, and we should have a beautiful Lech Chodesh.